except because of this COVID situation. Let me ask Arun Dev. Arun Dev, can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Hello, Arun.
Okay, teacher.
You can understand me? You
Yes,
can
I can hear.
understand me?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Ari Lakshmi, I hope that you are here, not tired and having a coffee right now. The good thing about having an online session is like you can have your coffee, you could have your breakfast, and you can listen. That you would be doing a multitasking right now. I hope that Grishma, how are you? Musamal, I hope that you are here.
Yes, ma'am.
So I hope that my voice is clear and I am understandable, even though we are in two different countries and very far away. I'm really glad that I could meet you at least online. In fact, Professor Rashid sir was always asking me when I come for the vacation, I would visit our college. I was also longing for the craving for that, but all on a sudden this COVID happened. And in fact, I was about to come in June, July, and hopefully I will meet you in the next year, certainly in real, so that I can see the beautiful smiling faces. Ari Lakshmi, I am really glad that you have a beautiful smile. So good
Thank
morning
you,
to
ma'am.
everyone. Thank you, dear. So I like to talk about the importance of communication skills. In fact, it is. I need to share my screen with you. Just give me one second. See if it is. Shamshal sir, is it visible now? The screen is here. Hello?
No, ma'am. Yeah. Now okay. Now okay.
Okay, for the slideshow, as you said that. Let me go to the slideshow. Is it not full screen? No, right?
No, ma'am. Please
Now?
put in. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
okay, ma'am. Okay.
So, honestly, before going to this the theoretical part of communication, in fact, I'm wondering whether to talk about this technical part and a lot of theoretical part that we have in the communication. When you learn maybe from a business perspective, as a person who is in learning what you could say business management and stuff, I would like to tell you something from what I have observed. I always say this. I always say this to our people, especially the people those who are from Kerala or from India. From India, I'm into as you know, like I'm into social work. I'm trying my best. Yesterday, I was thinking about me, or I was saying somebody that I try my best to do whatsoever I can do. My policy or my philosophy of life is like do your best this day, this very today. You have to do everything today because being religious, I always feel that tomorrow may not be mine, so I have to finish everything today. So I'm very enthusiastic about whatsoever. It's not don't think that I'm talking about myself. It is I thought that if I say this, that can have one maybe a point of impact if it could create in you, like sleeping or lazing around or sitting idle. In fact, we would be wasting our time. You deserve to have TV, you deserve to have social media, of course. You deserve to have everything. By the time you may have to improve reading, improve your, of course it can be through the smartphones. You should know about the world, read news, see the pictures. You should do what you would be a good singer, you could be a good writer, you are a very good speaker, you know how to interact with people, you would be a person. I think that Ari Lakshmi is having a lot of friends. Muzammil also, I think, because then you are a person who could interact, who could console, who is a matter of happiness to everyone, and make sure that I hope that you are all smiling, because you need to have a smile and make people, this is one of the best gestures you can have, smiling at everyone. Be happy and give happiness. I wish all these students who are attending this seminar would become small lights of the world. This is my prayer, that be a light in the surrounding, in the environment you are in. I'm really sorry that you had to stay home, even though you somehow managed to complete your 12th grade and you were, oh my God, you were so dearly wishing to join a college and see the campus. And unfortunately, this is happening around the world, that we are stuck and confined, but you need to maximize and utilize your abilities in this period of time. You know, you can do a lot of things, as even though confined in your at home or in the small surrounding, be the light in wherever you are. That's my wish and prayer in the very morning. I like to tell you something about communication. Communication is really an important factor, and this is, this is a theoretical part of the communication which I would like to talk. But before that, I really wish to say, this is from my observation. I know that maybe we could have studied in a government school. We might have studied in a private school. Doesn't matter. No difference. If you put your effort to become good communicators, especially as Dr. Nishad rightly said, English has become the world language. We cannot ignore, we cannot make fun of English. Oh, you are like very style. I know that we used to have this type of issues when I was in the college, and the people, those who couldn't speak proper Malayalam, got to be humiliated or made fun of. A lot of things. You need to understand that English has become a vital. You cannot ignore it. It's very important. It has become the official language of the world. If you wish to be connected to the world, you need to know English, and at the same time, you need to appreciate talking in English, understanding English, listening English. At the same time, I love Malayalam. Malayalam is our mother tongue. You are like every single person who is listening to me. Let me tell you, are like a supercomputer, a mega computer. Your ability is unimaginable. Would you like to learn 10 languages? It is possible, because your brain is made in a way from God. It's not from us. It is made in a way that you can acquire information in billions of data can be there stored in your mind. So if you put an effort, you can become perfect like a native speaker. You don't have to be in a British Council or other institutions to learn English. It is from you. If you decide any language, even Malayalam also, you need to be good in all these languages. Let me tell you why I insist on saying this. Because especially, sir, I hope that everything is perfect and you can hear me, you can understand me. Shamshal sir, I'm asking one more time in between. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, I have to say this from the heart. I here in we would find a lot, almost like 350,000 Indians are working in Bahrain, thankfully, gracefully. And then, majority of the people are from Kerala, and then we do have people from North India, from Tamil Nadu. Let me tell you something very honestly. The people, those who can really communicate, would be from North India. The people from Tamil Nadu, they know really very good English, and when they talk, maybe their accent is not very good. But for the people from our place is the one who is failing in communicating in most of the times. They don't know how to, and they don't care also. Actually, this matters a lot when it comes to your workplace, because you are amongst international community. In my workplace, I have people from Palestine, I have people from Jordan, I have people from UK, I have people from Bengal. Maybe I would be the only person from Kerala as a lecturer or a coordinator. So, I have to communicate with all these people, and unfortunately, I cannot use my mother tongue. So I need to become versatile in one language, and this is a defect. And I don't know, maybe because of our high intellectual thoughts. When I was in the college, we used to believe like, oh, we need to appreciate Malayalam. We have good literature. Certainly, we appreciate, and our culture is the exalted one. I agree on that. But you need to be good communicators in all the languages. You have to focus on English very well. If you are aiming at a very good future, and if you're aiming at to have proper workplace, if you like to become leaders. Okay, let's say if you see that, I don't know, if I wish to ask you, maybe one of the persons here, who is for you, who would be a very good communicator? Maybe you can share me in the chat box, or maybe can you tell me, because I don't want to leave my page, who is a very good communicator in your observation, who you are very impressed with? Do you have a person like that in your mind? Like a hero in communication, and this person is very impactful and he had become very powerful. He or she, I'm very much gender neutral, so I need to know, whom do you appreciate as a very good communicator in your, from all these years of schools, and then in this first year of graduation, have you got impressed with the person who is good at communication? I can't see maybe the chat. I'm just asking maybe. Have you got any answers, doctor?
Yes, ma'am. Shashi Tharoor.
Wow.
Namida Krishna says my 12th English miss.
Wow.
Yeah, Shashi Tharoor.
Yes, Shashi.
Abhishek, Shashi Tharoor.
Wow. I
Akshay
know that.
Vishwanath, teachers.
Teachers. Oh, he likes his teachers. Thank you for that. Okay, so let me tell you one.
Prithviraj, Mohammad
Prithviraj.
Sharik.
Prithviraj, oh my
Yeah.
God, he is the most powerful communicator. See, if you see, like I was expecting maybe Barack Obama, or I was expecting this Shashi Tharoor. That was 100% answer I was expecting to hear from you. See that he had become very powerful because of his communication, the power of communication. If you look at any offices, if you see your college, you know that you are impressed with the people, those who are, the faculty members. Maybe it is fortunately or unfortunately, a teacher is expected to be a good communicator. Sadly, I have to say, even though they don't like to talk for hours, unfortunately, or maybe luckily, the people, those who are into this profession, deserve to talk and they have to talk. Sadly, some of them would be very pleasant. Some are like, they would finish that, but even then they have to talk, that they have to be effective in when it comes to their workplace. If you look at any managers, if you look at any presidents, if you look at the most influential people like Prithviraj, also like I think he is good in communication. I didn't get any women leaders name, sadly. I don't know. Okay, well, by the way, I'm just joking on that. You will see a very good communicator is a very powerful person. Even if it's in a very small circle, can you look at yourself that if you are communicating, if you're a person who is lively and bubbly, then you're having a lot of friends. People are talking to you. People are like your company. In the family also, in your house, you're like a leader. Okay, let's start from our family. Then be the leader in the family and be the leader in the future. Okay, so communication, as I think Dr. Nishad already talked about it, that you're sharing your idea. And if this is my concern now, being a teacher, being a lecturer who is talking about communication, this is the only concern that I have. Am I able to, this is why I'm asking, am I audible? Am I understandable? Am I what's clear? I wish to know, and I love to know that this is my wish in this very morning, that whatsoever I have in my mind, whatsoever information that I wish to share, let it reach you without any distraction, without any noise, without spreading it out. I wish that it reaches you, and I know that when you're listening to me, at least 1 or 2 or 3 points would be there in your mind in lifetime. And then at a point of your time, when you become huge and very big, important, impactful people, you would remember, oh, that one miss told me about this. This would be my happiness, from this talk. So anybody who is communicating, if you are communicating also, the purpose is you wish to express in a way that the other person grasp it with all the amount of information that you would like to share. That is the ultimate aim of communication. So I wish to say in this particular point, maybe because of talking about this constantly, I have this confusion sometimes, when or maybe I'm much into this. I always feel that if I'm talking to my housemate, the words, the way that I have to talk, it would be different. If I'm talking to my son, it has to be different. If I'm talking to my colleague, I would be, the words and the level and the quality can be different. You understand? Because my ultimate goal should be to reach the information in the other person's mind and in by the way, I like to tell you that your mind and your thoughts would be in your brain, not in your heart. Okay, so I'm just showing this, telling you that it should reach other person's mind. This is ultimate process of communication. I know all this faculty members agree with that. This is ultimate, and this is why they're struggling, to prepare and make it clear. Maybe they would be talking. I'm sure that Mr. Shamshal or Dr. Nishad would be talking to the first years and to the third years in a different way, because the amount of information that you can understand would be different, and the level is to be changed. So you have to talk. When you're talking to your mom, it would be different. When you're talking to your brother, younger brother or sister, if you have one, you will be using different words in a way which is simpler. So your ultimate aim is that you communicate your process is complete. That is your ultimate goal. And I like to say this one. I don't know you know about Sherlock Holmes. I used to read a lot about Sherlock Holmes. Recently, I watched the whole series and I'm crazy about Sherlock Holmes. But do I like him? Because, he's a person you can observe and find out every single minute details of the non-verbal communication. You have a clenched fist. Do you have, are you blinking your eyes very constantly? I mean, while talking? Are you moving? I don't know if you have noticed, if you can see me, and I cannot control my hands when I'm talking. All the power, all the extent, all the emotions are there in my hands especially when I'm taking class. So the non-verbal communication is very important when it comes to communication. And let me tell you one thing, why Sherlock Holmes is very keen about seeing the minute details, not of the words that you talk, whereas it is all about your non-verbal body movements, your hands, your eyes, your gestures on the face, the way that you sit, the movements that you have in your body. Why all the people here also, I hope that you, because of my enthusiasm, I don't know if I'm clear. I wish that it is clear. So in this,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in Bahrain, we do have, how do we call the police? Here it is a Ministry of Interior. It means that the ministry where they take care of the interior of the country. That is the word that we use for the police and the army and the naval force. It is all together under the Ministry of Interior. So here, in fact, in my college, I'm teaching people, those who are working in the Bahrain Defense Force. They would be sponsored and they can join the university and they would be studying in our university to complete their graduation or MBA, post-graduation. They do like that, they would be sent like that, especially Arabs. They can work maybe after 12th they start, because of, especially when you look at the Arabs, they would be employed and they may continue their studies. This is how they are. I mean, it's not about Indians, I would say. You have to study and study, because India is, when it comes to education, we are too high comparatively. So in the Ministry of Interior also, all the investigation, I don't know if you are interested in joining police or maybe CID, Investigation Bureau, what else do we have? CBI, if you are interested in all these, the very important factor that you would be learning would be about the non-verbal communication, to understand and detect lies. Or I would like to tell you, you can observe now, start thinking about yourself, like the non-verbal communication, your body movements, your face, your eyes, these are very automatic. You cannot control. I've been trying my best to control my hands. If I do that, I'm not normal. I cannot talk, as usual as I am. If I use my hands, I'm very confident. I cannot control, honestly. So, this is very automatic. So in the Ministry of Interior, they learn about the non-verbal communication very detailed, so that without this detection, you could say lie detection mechanisms, or machines, they could really, a very brilliant person can understand if you lie, if you're enthusiastic, if you are emotional, if you are happy, if you have a confusion, everything from the expressions that you have. So be careful about it. And I wish to say that when you talk to somebody, when you are discussing something, when you are listening to somebody, look at them. You have to observe the non-verbal communication. And by the way, I don't know, maybe blissfully, we may have a lot of internet technical glitches in our place, usually because of storms, rain, maybe what else, the wind and all. I think so. It's thankful, I would say, because in other parts of the world, in here and everywhere, you will see that people are so addicted to their mobile phones or the smartphones or any of our gadget, and we don't look at people a lot. So when you look at people, you can understand that this person had been talking to me in an emotional way. He's very upset, or she's sad. She's worried about. She's happy about. So I hope that when you talk to anybody, your friends, your mother, I always say this to people, like when you're talking to others, your mother, your father, you have to look at them. You should look. You need to have the eye contact. That is a request to remember this when you're talking to somebody. That's a matter of respect. And in our place, in our university, if I'm using my phone on my meeting board or on the table, that would be quite disrespectful. It's not acceptable. I have to look to the person who's talking. I have to be always alert with the eye contact. I have to sit properly. I should not move. I should not bend. So this is about the non-verbal communication. And ultimately, my intention is to say that when people are talking to you, I'm sure that you're not allowed to use a mobile phone in your classroom. In our university, it's strict that we don't let them use, even though they are working and old and officers. We tell them in a very humble way that we are not allowing mobile phone in the classroom. We consider it as a matter of disrespect. So it is about the school, it is about the college, it is about your meeting. What about your parents and the close people who value a lot? So when you're talking to your mother, you can spend 2 minutes looking at her, and that's a matter of love, it's a matter of compliment, it's a matter of your admiration to anybody. So this is my aim to say, if you are on the phone, if you are on the TV, I always like to tell my husband this. Whenever I'm talking something simple, silly, it would be something like a joke, but I appreciate if he can look at me. If he's looking onto the TV, I'm insulted. Trust me. Okay, I hope that it is understandable. Okay, now, so let's say I wish to say this. The non-verbal communication, your body, your eye contact, your facial expressions, all these are like constitute 93% of what you talk. The people, if the students, the beautiful and the handsome youngsters over there, if you can see me, I hope that I'm looking very pleasant and happy and energetic in the morning, because this is what I am. I cannot control it. This is what I am in the very morning. I'm really glad that I am meeting you all. So this is 93% of what I talk. Of course, I cannot lie because this is theoretical. This is there. It's information. I don't have to. The verbal will constitute 7% of what I talk, the words that I use, whereas my non-verbal communication may speak louder. That would be almost like 93%. If it is in a real conference, if I'm talking, I know that this vibe or the energy that I'm having would be, it would be distributed, it would be covered, it would be shared amongst you. You can understand really well that I'm glad about what I'm doing. So this is what you have to say. Thing when you talk to in an interview, but I don't know, you have this placement interview and test, if I'm not wrong, as Dr. Nishatsa said, like in the interview, you are not, the way that you're sitting, the way that you're looking, the face that you have, the smile, that the fake smile that you would be holding on your face is so clear, showing that you lack the confidence, you don't have the courage. So I wish to say the 93% of your body and your face and your hands, everything would matter when it comes to communication. Clear? So I'll ask you questions. You have to listen to me carefully. I may ask you questions in the end. Okay, now, I wish to say, you want to be a good person? Would you like to be a good human being, a very good leader, a very influential human being? Would you like to be a good friend? Would you like to have a lot of people appreciating you or having you in their mind as a refuge or a support? Then you deserve to become a good listener. You know, when you can, I have noticed that people like to talk, especially in this period of time, in these times. I always try to become a good communicator because I'm teaching, you know, obviously I have to. So whenever I teach this, whenever I talk about it, then again that will insist me to become a good communicator. And, you know, I try to become a good listener. A good listener. Good listener is a person who can influence and change and transform a lot of achievements if you're a good listener. And when I observe, you know, from my experience, I would say that there are people, those who are like, you know, as we don't listen to people, we are always on the phone. I know that the children, those who would be saying, Amma, look at me, because, you know, they want that attention and we don't have time to look at them. So if I am looking at people and having my expressions as I'm listening, usually I listen. In fact, you know, I don't fake and I try to be a good listener most of the time, because now, after a period of time to become a good listener, I've enjoyed listening and understanding people. Truly, because, you know, people have a lot in their minds. They're all different. They're all unique. Their emotions are different. So now it is like a book that I would be reading, that if I'm listening to somebody, I know that if I'm listening, they feel like consoled and relaxed. And trust me, because of the lack of listening this period of time, I know that there are so many people, those are ready to talk about everything from their life. They would tell me all the secrets, because, you know, I'm the person who is ready to listen. So you wish to become a good human being. If this is your aim, if you have to become a good leader, yes. If you have to influence others, yes. Would you like to transform the lives of other people? Yes, you need to become a good listener. You need to practice this. You have to look at them, okay? Not like looking on the phone and just, what is that? Acting as if you are listening. No, not like Prithviraj, just acting. No, of course you are. You have this eye contact in between asking questions, relaxed and attentive. Keep an open mind without any judgment, predeterminations, nothing. I think these terms I may not use. I'm just saying that keep an open mind. Look at him. Don't talk in between. I have this very bad habit. If I'm very enthusiastic about listening, I may interrupt. You know, it's a very bad habit of mine. I have to control it. So asking in between is fine, but in between I am coming up with a story of mine. It's a very bad habit. The flow would, you know, you are stopping the flow of the talk. So try not to interrupt. Wait for the speaker to question, and especially with the eye contact and smiling face and expressions on the face. If you do this, oh my God, people will admire you. People will like you, and you are a good leader if you can do this. So try this from today. You have to listen to your mother first of all now. You know, she would be telling, I know that. I hope that your mothers would be at the age of 30, about 30, 35, you know, middle ages. So the middle-aged women, they are like nagging, you know, they're very sensitive. You need to understand them. They would be like, see, I made this, do you like it? This is what we have for the breakfast. It was difficult and I made it. They would tell you everything. It's really, you know, annoying. I know that it's boring, but put some effort here. It's your mother. Look at them and, you know, you will enjoy later on, and she would appreciate, and she feels like, oh my God, my child is so loving and caring. This is what they need, just to listen to them and smile at them. That's all. I wish that you have a beautiful smile and you're thinking about your mother and the breakfast, maybe of the lunch that she's preparing. Okay, let's go to the next point. No, listening, I already talked about. I always wish that we have this exquisite ability. This is a divine quality. This is a divine quality. You need to develop it. You will have to have this empathy. It is not sympathy. Sympathy is that, oh, this happened to you. That's sympathy. Whereas empathy is putting me in your place. So I know that you would be sitting at home. You may have some internet glitches, or maybe it is like breaking my voice. I can understand you in the very morning, 11:30, that you are hungry now. So if I can put me in your position, that is known as empathy. When your mother is talking, you have to look, you have to think in a way that if I had been in her position, in her age, in her situation, in this type of work, at home, working at home, doing a lot of work at home, it's so boring and tiring. Father who had been at work and coming so tired. If you put yourself, the energetic, the very smart, the technological teenager, if you can think in a way that, oh, this child or this woman or this old woman, can put you in their position and think, I would say that you are becoming really good and the lights of the world. Empathy is understanding the world of others, understanding the feelings of other people. You might see a lot of people, and I like to talk about this in between. Bahrain, the place which I am in is almost like the Ernakulam district. It's only that much. It's a very small island. And I told you, in this small island, which is almost like, which is not enough, like Idukki district is much bigger when you look at the geography than Bahrain. In Bahrain, another day we had the Prime Minister passed away, so I had a talk about that. And I remember I was saying, and I'm thankful, I would say that in this Bahrain, there are millions of people. In that 350,000 are Indians working. They accommodate, and not only Indians, I would say there are people from Philippines, there are people from Thailand, South Africa, UK, America. It's a metropolitan, small country. They embrace everybody, For us, let's say if you see somebody from a poor place, Bangladesh, if they are coming and working, or from Tamil Nadu, we make fun of them. We cannot, we are very, we are not adaptive, we are not open-minded. So if everybody around the Gulf and in other places, if they think that immigrants are annoying nuisance, we couldn't work in other places. So I'm just saying that when you make fun of others, when you humiliate others, when you say something bad about others, you have to understand their feelings and the world. The people, those who are coming from Tamil Nadu to work in our place, because they don't have proper work, they don't have a proper place to live, they don't have money. So if you can think in that way, I would say that you are becoming truly good. Let me check the time. I need to ask him if I'm losing.
12:20, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
12:20. 12 past 20 now.
So how long do I have?
15 or 20 minutes more, ma'am. We shall take.
It's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Then we may have some question answer session.
Yeah,
also,
that's why I'm waiting. Yeah.
Okay, 15 minutes. Okay. So I like to tell you something about self-disclosure. I don't know how many of you, in our culture, I know that, especially in our district, I think, or in overall in Kerala, we always think that don't talk about ourselves. Don't talk your problems to others. It's so embarrassing. Don't tell anybody else about you. I believe in this, not to talk about you to everyone. It's not, appropriate. I agree on that. That's a cultural trait and a cultural quality that I also may have. But if self-disclosure, it means opening up of yourself. We can do that. It has a lot of benefits when you are into a problem. Not to everybody, to only one or two people, those are trustworthy. You don't have to essentially tell everything to these two people, also maybe one person. I would rather say your mother is the best company that you can think and trust all the time, because she has you as the apple of the eye. So she would never tell anybody bad about it. And then you may have to have a very good, close, very loyal friend. Understand people. And then if you have tensions, if you have stress, if you are into a problem, if you have a lot of thinking, then you need to talk to one or the other person. Imagine, even though in my strong, I always feel that I'm self-sufficient, I'm very strong. For me, I end up in some emotional issues most of the time. Not most of the times, rarely. And my emotions, I have a trustworthy friend. I would tell her, and then I just give out all my emotions to her, and she would be worrying about me, and then I'm relieved 100%. Otherwise I will tell my mother if I'm into any, not all the problems, but if I have something very stressful, I would call my mother and tell her about this, and then she would be worrying and praying, and then I'm so relieved. After that, I'm done. I really experience this, and I know that it worth, and it is very impactful. That if you have a problem, if you have something in your mind, if you're stressful, you need to have a good friend. You need to talk to your mother, or you need to tell your problem to somebody, and then you will feel that you are so relieved. Okay, so if you are the person listening to somebody, this is my philosophy, okay, this is my finding. If I'm telling to somebody about my problem, I don't like to have corrective measures. I may not accept advices at that point of time because I'm very emotional. I like somebody to listen to me very supportively, compassionately, empathetically, I would say. So, when you are listening to somebody's problem, you have to be very soft. You try to comfort, you try to console, to try to soften the situation at that moment. Later on, of course, if there is something to be corrected, you can say that. And advice, of course, yeah, you can say not at that very moment when somebody is emotional. Am I clear? I hope that this is understandable. Right? You have to share your issues with one or two people, problems if you have fears, if you have anything in your mind. Let's say it's a very good technique of psychological technique that you can. I like to tell a lot about. Let me go to this point where. Okay, I think that this is what we need to, rather than what we have to talk about. Okay, now this is something I talked in a way that is related to understanding people. It is not complete also because we don't have a lot of time on that. So there in the next session, or if I meet you, then I will talk about that. We need to know, everybody should know all of these points that are very important. What I have, that I skip the slides. Let me come to this. I know that this is the problem. This is the issue. This is the fear that we may all have, especially you have just joined the university. And then you are not meeting people right now. So that is the situation. I understand. And in the schools, I don't think that you would be talking a lot in English. No. But when you come to the university or when you are in the college, you will understand that you have to listen to your lecturers, you listen to your teachers, everything in English. Have you noticed that? That is a transformation that you're in right now. The teachers deserve, or they are liable, or they have to. That is how the college should be. They will talk. Maybe if there is something difficult, I hope that they would be explaining in Malayalam. And mostly, if I can remember, I think that when I was there also, our teachers used to talk only in English. Yeah. I don't know if you know Joni Kutti sir. Yeah, Joni Kutti sir was my physics teacher. I forgot the chemistry. Some of the teachers are still in my mind. Those were very favorite. So, those, everybody would be talking in English. So now you realize that, okay, in the college, in the graduate level, and again in the post-graduation, I need to understand, I need to appreciate, and I may start talking in English. It is a must, okay? As Dr. Nisha sir rightly said, you may make a lot of mistakes, no problem. You deserve to make mistakes. That was very common and human. Now, how to improve your English talking skills? This is what. Can you find a friend who is helping you, or you decide with a friend that we would be talking only in English? Can you find somebody like that? Then we may start. Or in the classrooms, let's say I will request our Professor Rishisa to make sure that the students are talking only in English in the classrooms, maybe. Because this is the need of the hour. You cannot escape. You have to develop. And then, when you're talking to somebody, make sure that you're listening to. And let me tell you, the very entertainment part of it. Like, are you into Instagram? Are you, or I don't know if you're using a Facebook. For my generation, we are much into Facebook because old generation. I don't know about you. Like, are you into Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter, whatsoever? Try. Can you have some likes or some follows of English like BBC or CNN or Times of India, something that is in English, that you listen to the videos or the movies and see it. And let me tell you, this Hollywood movies can have a huge impact on us. Like, to become like a native speaker, it's very useful. Even the people may blame on watching, but I love Hollywood movies and the series and even songs. You will become an expert in English language if you can understand the songs in English. That is the ultimate that you have to reach. So now, if you really have to put some effort, it's for you that we are doing this. So now, when you think about something, okay, let's say after, maybe you can write, or maybe you are reading in the first part, maybe you're reading from your phone, but you can record it. You can record and listen to what you have read. You can see the accent. You can check the words, how you pronounce. There are options in the Google to see how to pronounce this word in your or whatsoever. You can go and check the pronunciation, try it 2 times and improve it. So can you record your conversation and look at it? And then let's say movies, or as I said, like movies or series or readings, or if I don't know if you're reading anything, but still you may be on the phone, Instagram, let it be something about English and see that. Practice with, okay, read loud. Reading loudly like a news reader. It's all about you. I highly appreciate if you're doing all this, like a news reader with an accent. Try reading it loudly and just look into the mirror and you read. You can look at the mirror and talk loudly. Try all this, talk to yourself. Imagine that there is a good point. Maybe you can talk about this session, the international conference that we just had, and you're talking about it in one paragraph, looking at the mirror about. So we had in the morning. Just start like that. See how you sound, how good you are. When you look at yourself, you're improving a lot. So these are some of the tips, or most of the tips. I'm sharing. You have to become good speakers. No. Be confident. You can grasp. It's not a task. It is very simple. Only thing is that you have to try experimenting with English. Talk, and in the toilet, in the bathroom also talk. Maybe try a speech and try to have a friend you can talk to and expand your vocabulary. Listen to the English news sometimes. Maybe if you hate that, you can listen to the documentaries, listen to movies, see the subtitles. When you do all this, unknowingly, unconsciously, all would be stored in your mind. And when you start talking, automatically the words will come up. So try to respond to the people in English. Okay. So that is what I like to say. We didn't say anything about writing, of course, that's another part. But let's say if you're a good, competitive, confident communicator, verbal, I meant to say that when you are talking really good, very impressive, people like you if you can talk really well and make people understand and clear with the confidence. You are in an interview, and later on it comes the writing. Of course, that's another important part of your communication, but try now to become very good communicators in talking, and value everyone and value yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful and insightful session on the effective ways of communication. And I request my dear students, this is a time open for your discussion. Please.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, dear. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you, ma'am. I'm Akmal Ali of first year economics.
Well,
First of all, let me thank you for sharing your valuable time with us.
thank you so much.
It's a great pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much, Akmal.
And, I think all this time you were talking about interpersonal communication. So my question is, how much we can make our communication when it came to group communication and public communication?
Truly, because of the time constraint, in fact, I was about to talk about what you say, social communication. But let's start. I thought, let us start with the interperson, and then you will be developing the confidence of talking, right, Akmal? So when you are confident with people, small groups, 2, 3 people, then obviously you would be very confident when you are in a group. You will find it. You start with confidence when you are there in a group, in the classroom. If you are a good communicator with interpersonal skills, then certainly you are amazing amongst a group also. So that's a basic of communication, I would rather say.
Also, ma'am, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you talk in Malayalam for some sec, so I can understand how much your accent changes when it comes to your mother tongue?
Oh my God.
No problem. Akmal,
Yeah, that's nice idea.
that's a very good idea.
Yeah.
ഞാൻ ഈ ബഹ്റൈനിൽ എന്തായിരിക്കും what should I say? ബഹ്റൈനെ കുറിച്ച് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതിയായിരിക്കും അല്ലേ?
Madhi. You can talk whatever you want.
ബഹ്റൈനിൽ ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്ന യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റി എനിക്കുള്ളത് അറബിക് സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് മാത്രമാണ്. അപ്പൊ അറബിക് സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് അവര് ഗവൺമെന്റ് സ്കൂളിലാണെങ്കിലും അവർക്ക് ഗവൺമെന്റ് സ്കൂളിൽ ഫ്രീ ആയിട്ടുണ്ട് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ. അവര് ഗവൺമെന്റിലോ പ്രൈവറ്റ് സ്കൂൾസിലാണെങ്കിലും അവര് കുറെ ട്രൈ ചെയ്യും ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് സംസാരിക്കാനായിട്ട്. അവർ ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് മാത്രമേ നമ്മളോട്, ബിക്കോസ് എനിക്ക് അറബിക് അറിയത്തില്ലല്ലോ. എനിക്ക് ആകെപ്പാടെ അറിയാവുന്ന അസ്സലാമു അലൈക്കും അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. കഴിഞ്ഞു. മറ്റേ മാമക്കായി പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇനി ഇറങ്ങിക്കോ, കഴിഞ്ഞു ദുബായ്. അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ.
Okay, ma'am. Have you ever written a book named Soliloquy or something like that?
Yes, dear, I have. Yes.
Prashandas Nair, IS, just remarked something about that book and all. I have said it.
So thank you so much, dear. Even
Okay,
TPC
ma'am.
University also പറഞ്ഞത് അതൊരു കളക്ഷൻ ഓഫ് പോയംസ് ആണ്. ആ ഒരു ബുക്ക് ഞാൻ എഴുതിയേക്കുന്നത്. ഞാൻ ഇപ്പോഴും എഴുതുന്നുണ്ട്, പിന്നെ അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ എഴുതുന്നുണ്ട്. ഐ ലവ് റൈറ്റിംഗ്.
Okay. It's good to hear from you.
Thank you, dear. Nice talking to you. See you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Akmal. Any other? Please. This is your opportunity to interact with.
It is Sherlock Holmes, it seems. ഞാൻ അനീറ്റയോട് ചോദിച്ചോട്ടെ, അതോ അനിമോളിനോട് ചോദിക്കണം, അഞ്ജലിയോട് ചോദിക്കണം? ആരോടാണ് ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കേണ്ടത്? മദനോട് ചോദിക്കട്ടെ? ഞാൻ ഈ പറഞ്ഞൊക്കെ ക്ലിയർ ആയിരുന്നു? ഹലോ അനീറ്റ, ആർ യു ലിസണിങ് ടു മീ? ഇവിടെ ആർക്കെങ്കിലും ഇത് ക്ലിയർ ആയിരുന്നു?
Respond, my dear.
I hope that I have been clear.
Yeah, it was clear.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank
Only
you.
your
yes,
information
miss.
was precise.
Thank you. Breakfast കഴിച്ചോ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, you need lunch time now.
Okay.
Anybody else to interact with the resource person? Please, my dear students. Don't miss this opportunity to exploit her.
I think, as they are into, first time into something like this, they are.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But of course,
especially this online mode, they are not comfortable with this while we are taking classes as well. They have to acclimate with these kind of technologies as well.
I think that Akmal, when he comes to the second and the third year, he would
Yeah.
be presenting then, I hope.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. So, where did you do your PG and all?
I did my PG from CMS College in Kottayam.
Kottayam. Oh, that's good.
Okay, ma'am. I think if nobody else is asking any clarification, we shall wind up the session, I think.
No problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, ma'am, for your very wonderful and interactive session on this effective communication. And I request Ms. Fatima Sulami to propose the vote of thanks. Fatima, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Good
miss.
afternoon, all. Respected chief guest of today's function, Dr. Shamli P. John, HOD of English Department, Shamlal sir, other faculty members, and my dear children. Nishat KK, IQAC coordinator, and my dear students. Ma'am, it was really a brilliant talk. It was an excellent talk. I should say it, you came down to the level of our students and interacted the topic beautifully. The pulse of the students. They are all first year degree students, and you simplified the topic and conveyed beautifully all these things. You have presented the ideas like having an empathetic mind, self-disclosure, having a conversational partner, and be a good listener. Students, please note all these points and keep it all these in mind when you speak with your friends, with your family, and in your future. So I hope our students will be really benefited from this talk. And on behalf of the Department of English, I would like to shower all our gratitude to you, ma'am, for your valuable presence and your presentation. We know that you are a busy person, so I extend all our gratitude, heartfelt gratitude to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, thank you so much. And now I'd like to thank our principal, Dr. A.M. Rashid sir, who is a constant pillar of support for all the activities of the department, and our dear HOD, Shamlal sir, and our IQAC coordinator, Nishat sir, all the other faculty members, and our dear students for their participation and presence here. Once again, thank you all for this, making this event a successful one. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Fatima. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, ma'am, once again that your presentation was enthralled, and our students were really benefited of this, and we expect your presence at college
Sure,
in the near future. Yeah, thank you very much for your kind presentation. Yeah, thank you all, and I declare the meeting dispersed. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. See you. Bye.
Okay, ma'am.
Take care. Okay.
So,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
so it's over, right?
Yeah,
can leave
you can leave. You can. Yeah, you can leave now. You can leave now. Thank you. Thank you
Ma'am,
all.
we can see you in college when you come here. Okay.
Inshallah, I will.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Bye.
See you. Bye. Take care, sir. Take care, sir. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, dear. Thank you, Anju.
Chai teacher.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Ashwati.
much, ma'am.
Thank you, dear Swati. Thank you so much.
Thank you
you
from
all.
in the chat box.
Thank you,
A lot of
Andrea.
thanks. A lot of thanks.
Tashlima. Teresa, thank you so much. Sharanya, I'll see you. Tipsy, bye. Namita
Thank you,
Krishna.
ma'am.
Thank you, Anita. How are you doing? Thank you so much. And
Okay.
Tia, and Thank you, dear.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye. Bye, Ashwin. Amal, thank you. Sumera, bye. Nivedita, bye. See you. Antia, bye, dear. Nivedita, I'll see you. Thank you so much. Ashwin, take care. Akshaya, thank you so much. Krishna Priya, I'll meet you soon. Bye then. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.